NASA has long been at the forefront of space exploration, helping us to uncover some of the universe's biggest kept secrets. Through years of compiled data, NASA along with other space agencies have helped launch us into a new age, an age where everyday people can study and explore the cosmos. We are constantly starting new missions in order to help humanity better understand the space around us. Interestingly, some scientists and researchers have said things that have led people to question whether we're truly alone. Since 2013, Dr. Milton Wainwright has been making some strange discoveries, 25 miles or 40 kilometers above the Earth. He's gone into detail about how his experiments are showing that something incredible is happening right now above the Earth, but frustratingly he's having a hard time getting this information out there. Dr. Milton Wainwright revealed that he sent a balloon 84,000 feet into the atmosphere to collect dust and other particles. When he was reviewing the data once the balloon made its way back to Earth, however, he discovered inside the samples tiny metal balls that were made of titanium and vanadium, further saying that the structures were around the size of a human hair. Inside was a gooey biological substance. Once he reviewed these organisms underneath the microscope, he said that he could see the metal globes, and noted that these could have been designed by an intelligent species that was trying to seed life on Earth. Dr. Milton Wainwright went on to detail that the mysterious metallic ball seemed to be covered in a fungus, saying that it was knitted like a mat, and made a small impact crater where it hit the sampler, something that led him to believe that these structures were travelling at high speed. Understandably, the doctor was excited by this discovery, and so decided to carry out further tests. He discovered that the organisms test positive for DNA, and noted that these structures are 6 times bigger than the size limit of a particle which can be elevated from Earth to this height. He said the following: "We sent balloons and a sampler and found no pollen or grass, nothing up there to contaminate. It was completely pristine. For these reasons we think the organisms are coming from space. All the time you walk outside, you're being pelted with organisms that come from space." Dr. Wainwright's research has been heavily debated by other scientists, saying that this isn't enough data to go by. The doctor responded with the following: "The critics say the samples we obtained must have come from Earth, that there must be a mechanism which can lift these particles from Earth to the stratosphere. However, we've provided evidence that the DNA containing masses, plus other strange organisms we've isolated are not associated with pollen, grass and fungal spores in our sampler. If our organisms come from Earth, they must be contaminated with common Earth organisms, and they're not. We will probably not be believed until NASA reports our findings. I suspect that NASA will then try to take credit by claiming that their methods were somehow more sterile or precise." Dr. Wainwright, who specializes in microbiology, then revealed an image of these structures, saying that once in the lab they started to spew out a gooey substance. The doctor then theorized that this discovery could be an example of panspermia, which is the idea that Earth was seeded by an advanced civilization. He theorized that the strange metal sphere that released the gooey substance was actually the ingredients for life, and that inside could have been a colony of tiny microorganisms. He continued with the following: "The sphere made an impact crater on the sampling stub. This proves beyond doubt that the particle was travelling at speed from space when it was sampled. Using X-ray analysis to examine the strange object, the doctor discovered that the round sphere was actually made from titanium. The team also described that it had a fungus-like knitted mat-like covering." Wainwright published his findings in the Journal of Cosmology, but those who checked back in order to see what was made of this study revealed that the article had been removed. As we move forward, people are starting to look to the stars for answers. There's many that believe our history lies within the cosmos, and that something may have created life on Earth. This theory is disputed by scientists and researchers, who say we have a good understanding of human history. However, others have said that we should be open-minded when it comes to science and our history, and that in order for us to move forward as one, we should listen to these ideas and theories and carry out further tests, especially when scientists like this have physical evidence. This isn't just a theory. The scientist and his team were able to gather the necessary data in order to put forward this theory, meaning that other scientists should follow this up with further studies in order to get to the bottom of what they discovered. As some researchers have said, it's important that these findings are shared with the scientific world, and that our world's best minds can get to the bottom of what these things are. Asking questions is how we learn and move forward, and perhaps could ultimately answer some of the biggest questions. Will we ever understand the nature of consciousness? Does humanity have a future beyond Earth? And are life forms currently trying to make contact? We see a whole host of interesting and strange discoveries with each passing day. As science constantly advances, and researchers continue to draw closer to the answers they may be looking for, our world becomes a little more peculiar and a little more fascinating as we begin to understand more about it. Although it may seem like the world is getting smaller, scientists have revealed that around 56% of the Earth's surface has not yet been mapped. One place that has a rich history is that of the Mexican culture, especially when it comes to mysterious creatures. One tale that's often shared through this region is that of the duende, which have been described as short humanoids that can occasionally be seen during the nighttime, or if you stray too close to their homes in the forest. They are seen mostly by children, as they tend to be mischievous and childlike themselves. These creatures were blamed for a lot of strange things happening around one's home. Your missing keys or that important paper that went missing. This has caused some to say that these creatures are playing tricks on you. In most stories they seem fairly harmless, with some even suggesting that you should offer up your first bite of any meal to them, as to keep them on your good side. Other locals have reported that if you get lost in the woods, you can call out to these creatures and they will help you. This seemed to remain true as long as you weren't causing harm. When locals go out to play in the woods, they are warned of the watchers of the woods. They were told to make not too much mischief in the woods, and not to harm any animals for sport, saying that El Duende was always watching, and if they spotted you doing wrong, they would appear to you and take you to their caves deep inside these woods. Oddly enough, in recent years photographs have been taken allegedly showing these mysterious creatures, with those who took the photographs saying that they're difficult to capture, because most of the sightings happen during the nighttime, and the cameras normally struggle to pick them up. However, the photographs do show what appear to be small humanoid-like creatures, matching the overall description that's been given to the duende. Another tale tells of the sleeping El Duende. Settling in for a nap, the creature would rest against a tree, slowly disguising themselves as the clay around them. Children would find small clay statues of the little gnomes throughout the woods, and would end up bringing them home. During the night, they would sneak off back into the woods. When the children awoke and found the figure missing, they knew for sure that they'd plucked one of the small gnomes. Interestingly, although these sound like childish tales, many have come forward with alleged proof of the creature's existence. There have been many sightings, pictures and videos that point to this creature being genuine. Many people, whether they believe in folk tales or not, believe in their existence. Some put them in the same category as Bigfoot or Chupacabra. Others believe it to be a cautionary tale to people heading into the woods. Interestingly, a few hikers who have been trekking through Argentina have said they've encountered small humanoids, going on to mention that they move fast and didn't match a human, as they were far too small. One person shared their story of an alleged encounter with a duende, saying the following: "My name is Branko, and my story details the time that I encountered one of these creatures in the nearby woods. At the time I was with my sister, and we were both playing with our ball in the forest, something that we would do most evenings. On one particular occasion I kicked the ball too hard, and it went into the forest. I told my sister to go in and get it, and she did. However, after being in there for around half a minute I heard her scream. I quickly ran into the forest to find my sister pointing at a small creature. This thing was small, only measuring around 3 feet. We only laid eyes on it for around 20 seconds until it ran off deeper into the woods. My sister was really upset by it, and I tried to tell her that it was nothing to worry about, but the truth is I froze in place once I saw it. I've heard some of my friends talk about these creatures, but I never thought I'd encounter one. It affected my sister more than me because she would go on to have nightmares, and it actually led her to not leaving the house for a while. When I tried explaining to my parents what we encountered, they brushed it off as nothing but a story, saying that I pushed her into the woods to try and scare her. But my sister did back up for me, and detailed that we saw a goblin-like creature. Since then, me and my sister have stayed away from the woods, and would never venture inside them past dark, and thankfully none of us have seen the creature since. I think we both encountered the duende." End quote. So what do you make of these reports? And do you think that such a creature exists? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.